All right, let's go work out. It is, uh, I don't know when this is being uploaded, but today is Thanksgiving morning. Yet the gym is open until noon, so I am going to get a workout. I anticipate it to be pretty darn empty, or maybe people are going to get there early and get some exercise in so they can eat some extra food or something today. I get to pick up the boys today at 2, and then I got them till Monday, which is nice. Today, what is today's exercises? Today is day 4, week 1, and so on the second time for biceps, which is one of my primary muscle groups I'm focusing on during this 6-week program. And so I'm thinking about, we'll see how today goes, but I might change out one of the exercises. I've been noticing on some of my bicep exercises is that I'm getting forearm fatigue before I think my biceps are, and I'm noticing it's more in the cable, with the cable machine. So I might switch out the cable curls that I have for something else. Maybe I'll do machine preacher. If something's just not working, you're trying to hit a target muscle, and that target muscle is not getting, you're not feeling the feel in that one, that exercise, you might need to change it out or do something else, or to fix it, to optimize it. I'll give you a good example. Let's say you're doing rows, and you when you're doing the rows, let's say you're doing bent over rolls, I can't talk today. Rolls, not rolls. Sorry, doing bent over rows. Rolls are on my mind because I'm responsible for the rolls for Thanksgiving dinner tonight, so I got the easy job. But say you're doing bent over barbell rows, and so you have a weight on there, on the barbell, and you're bent over and you're holding the bar, and you notice your grip starts giving out before your back is too burnt out. Well, should you change the exercise? Maybe. Another thing you could do is get weightlifting straps, and that's going to now remove your grip as the limiting factor in that exercise, and you really can get your back going. And how do I know that? It's because the same thing happened for me. I was noticing on some movements, like straight-legged deadlift, is that I could do more, but my hand strength grip was not able to hold enough weight or for as many repetitions. And I'd say, well, it's good, you're working out your forearms and your grip. Yes, that's good, but if my target is my hamstrings for like for straight leg deadlift, or my back for a row, is I want that to get the strong work. Not my forearms. If I want forearms, I'll do forearm exercises. Yeah, it's an auxiliary muscle that gets built through this other stuff, but you do forearm work. And so it's one way is to fix an exercise, make sure that one body part's not the limiting factor, but maybe the exercise is not the right thing. So I'm trying to find if there are cues that I can do to make sure the biceps get enough work. And so what I might try today, I'm gonna test it today, is I noticed I was doing a little bit lighter weight so I could do higher repetitions, the high teens. And so maybe I'll put a little extra weight on today, and so I'll do less repetitions, and maybe that's what it is. I'm gonna try that. And so sometimes you have to test things and try things to figure out what works. And if I notice that my forearms are still getting the most fatigue from my biceps then I'm gonna change out from the next bicep exercise. I'm gonna change out that cable exercise with something different. And you got to be making those adjustments. Just because that exercise works great for your friend or somebody else or some person on TikTok or Instagram, doesn't mean it's going to be the right exercise for you. And that's fine. Find the right exercises for you that are going to push you, that are going to hit the right muscle groups, and so then you're going to get the results that you want. And lots of things you'll see in business world where there's similar things like that is what works for one person might not work for you. Or when you're doing that, you might need to make some changes to make it better. I'll talk about prospecting. I talk about prospecting a lot because prospecting is the lifeblood of a loan officer's or any salesperson's business. Prospecting is key to your sustainability and your growth. And so let's say you're doing prospecting and it's not working for you, what the methodology that you're doing. Maybe you need to make some changes. Record your prospecting calls, listen to them. You might notice that, well, in these calls I'm not confident. In these calls I'm not really listening. In these calls I'm sounding timid. In these calls I have lots of filler words. You can tell there's no confidence there. In these calls, maybe you're not portraying, you just sound weak. Have other people listen to them, because sometimes we can be biased, right? And hear what they say. Maybe when you're doing your prospecting calls, you handle certain objections really well, and other objections you're not so great on. Or maybe when you're doing your calls, is that your introduction is really weak, and so you don't even get further on in the conversation because you lost them immediately. And so before we get rid of something, we first need to make adjustments, tweaks, to see if we're just doing things in a non-optimal way, right? Make sure we're doing it the optimal way before we get rid of it. And if after you make those tests and to see, and if it doesn't work, okay, we need to change things up more dramatically. Do a different type of prospecting. You know, like for me, with these biceps, I'm not immediately changing to a different exercise because I notice my forearms, I'm making adjustments. Okay, I'm gonna change the weight, and and so do less repetitions and see if that is key for me to make sure I'm getting the bicep workout. You know, maybe I gotta change the grip on it. You know, I know when I say grip, I mean maybe the actual handle that I'm using. You know, I'm using a straight bar. Maybe I got to use one of those more angled ones. I might have to try that. Or maybe I'm doing something incorrect on my actual form when I'm on the eccentric or in the concentric on the way up. Got to make the adjustments. And we should always be looking at our businesses kind of like that. It's like a science experiment where you got to make changes to variables to get the most optimal results. And as you make those changes and you find what works, then go to town with that. And so you can then experience that explosive growth that you'll get from doing it the optimal way that works for you. At the gym, time to get my workout in. See ya.